Are you ready to get your Olympic workout on? Welcome back to Get Connected. I'm your host, Con Jackson. We're here in Times Square, but soon all the attention will be over in London for the Olympics, and it's going to inspire us all to start working out. So I thought it was a good time for our Health Beat segment to talk to a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon. His name is Dr. Prisk, and he's an NCAA champion ring holder, I think is the still rings, I think this is what they call it. We'll find out more as we talk to him now. Dr. Prisk, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Con.
Well, Doctor, it's great having you with us. I'm just curious, when it comes to working out, so many of us lack that motivation. Why is that?
Well, motivation is a tough one, but this time of year it's really not hard to find with the sun coming out and those bathing suits coming out. You really want to get into shape. That's pretty motivating, especially with the Olympics coming up too. That's another motivating factor.
Well, Doctor, I know you mentioned the Olympics and you're an NCAA champion in gymnastics, so I imagine you can really do one of those iron crosses really well.
I used to do an iron cross in the regular position, upside down, level with the ground as a Maltese. I did it in all different directions.
Well, Doctor, what was it about those still rings that brought the best out of you?
In those routines, you really have to have good, stable strength holds, holding them for a long period of time. You want to keep the rings completely still and show some nice fluid movements, no hesitations.
Now here's the question. How did you find time not only to become a welterweight bodybuilding champion, an NCAA champion, but also find your way to a medical degree?
Well, you have to budget your time, that's for sure. It helps you to stay focused, to have an outside interest. It really helps to burn off some steam and get rid of all that stress of things like medical school.
Doctor, how do you suggest we keep injuries to a minimum?
Well, as an orthopedic surgeon, I see a lot of overtraining injuries. So one of the most important things is to not get too far ahead of yourself. So set goals that are attainable and keep things moving in a stepwise fashion. Don't do too much too quickly or you'll just get injured and discouraged. The other things are you really need to recover. So even with a well-balanced diet, you may not even get enough nutrition in to recover correctly. So adding in multivitamins, whey protein supplements, those things can help you recover quickly, get in the gym, and actually build more muscle. Also, changing things up, adding some variety is very important. So if you do things like use training gear. For instance, GNC just came out with a new line of pro performance training gear that includes agility ladders and agility cones and speed chutes. These kinds of things can help you kind of change it up, really learn to do things better. I even put together a little training regimen for those pieces of equipment. Also, really just listening to your body and understanding when something is hurt that you can't work it as much and work around it. So doing some cross training and things like that. But when you know that something is hurt and staying persistently painful, get some medical advice. Go see your local orthopedic surgeon.
Well, Doctor, great advice. I know you mentioned you take supplements. Which ones do you take?
Well, I always take a multivitamin because even with that well-balanced diet, I know I'm missing some nutrients, and I might not eat quite as many vegetables as I need to. However, whey protein is my favorite because it really has been shown in the literature to really improve your recovery, to help stimulate muscle protein synthesis, and it really has some good effects that really can't be beaten by other supplements.
I'm just curious, you mentioned training earlier. Is your focus on burst training?
I think that you really just need to change your volume and intensity regularly. It can be burst training. You can be doing things where you're doing high intensity interval training, or you can be doing just a steady state, moderate level of activity. But changing things up is really important. So sticking to one thing all the time can lead to injury and overuse of one part of your body, for instance, such as if you just run all the time, you might get a stress fracture or something like that. So cross training now and then, getting on an exercise bike, an elliptical, or swimming can be very useful for that.
That's awesome. Doctor, we're so glad you've been with us. Given all your tremendous success, what advice would you give to the rest of us living out our dreams?
Stick to it, stick to your plans, and keep a positive mental attitude the whole time. You'll get there.
Well, Doctor, I'm glad you stuck with it. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Certainly great having Dr. Prisk join us. I'm going to put my whey on and see if I can get stronger, but we'll be right back here in Times Square when we come back. So glad you got to check out that clip. But listen, we've got plenty more going on here at Get Connected, our TV show. My friend and I are going to give you a glimpse of all the fun, so take it away.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me. And life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be.
Well, join us and we'll get you in the know. Check us out at GetConnected at contv.com and be part of the movement.